Welcome back to the deep dive. We've gathered quite a few sources this time, all pointing towards some really dramatic shifts in U.S. immigration policy, financially demanding shifts, actually.
It's putting it mildly.
Yeah. So our mission today is to slice through all that, look at the changes, and really pull out what matters for you. How has the American dream suddenly become less about, you know, skills and opportunity and more about, well, cold, hard cash?
Exactly. We're looking at two big things happening almost at once, creating this incredible friction. You've got this huge new barrier for skilled workers, the H-1B fee hike.
Right.
And then boom, this brand new, super expensive express lane opens up the U.S. Gold Card.
And we've got sources covering the mechanics, the legality, even the immediate global reaction from potential immigrants, sure, but also the big companies that need their talent.
So it's really a deep dive into the kind of tough choices people and businesses are facing right now.
What's striking is how deliberate it seems. It's not just raising fees. It feels like closing off one path.
The affordable path, the traditional one for skilled folks.
Yeah, sealing that off and then immediately offering this premium, like, pay-to-play option.
Precisely. A pressure valve, but a very expensive one.
Okay, let's unpack this. We should probably start with that first wall, the H-1B change, because that seems to kick everything else off.
Definitely. And to really get the scale, you have to remember what it used to cost. For years, companies sponsoring skilled workers, the fees were, what, maybe $2,000 to $5,000? Somewhere in that range.
Right, relatively low, which meant they could sponsor quite a few people, enter them into the lottery, hope for the best.
Exactly. It was a numbers game, but the entry cost wasn't prohibitive. A manageable risk for talent.
Okay, so that was then. What's the situation
Now, well, the sources are clear. The administration completely overhauled it, an immediate, almost unbelievable jump. The fee soared to $100,000.
Sir, do you say $100,000?
$100,000 per H-1B visa.
Wow, okay. That's not a fee. That's practically a barrier to entry in itself. A talent tax, like you said.
It fundamentally changes the economics. Think about it, $100,000 per hire. That's a massive liability, especially for smaller companies.
And who does this hit hardest?
Well, our sources specifically mention Indian nationals. They make up the largest group of H-1B applicants historically, so they're noted as being among the hardest hit.
So the main path, the one based on skills and qualifications with a modest fee, is suddenly just gone for most. Financially impossible.
For the vast majority, yes. Overnight, it became incredibly expensive.
Which then forces the question, right? If that door slams shut, what do people do? Especially people already in the system or companies needing talent.
They look for another door. And it seems the administration built one right next to it.
A very shiny, very expensive door.
Exactly. Which brings us to the counter policy. Almost in sync with the H-1B hike, this executive order comes out on September 19th, establishing the Gold Card program.
Okay, the Gold Card.
Yeah.
How does this work? And how is it different from, say, the existing EB-5 investor visa? Because that also involves money.
It's very different, and the wording is key. The Gold Card offers fast-track U.S. residency. It lets you bypass the usual long waits.
Okay. The price.
If you're applying as an individual, it's a $1 million dollar. And this is crucial gift to the U.S. Treasury. Non-refundable.
A gift. Not an investment, a gift.
Correct. Or if a corporation sponsors you, it's a $2 million contribution. Again, non-refundable.
Okay, hold on. A non-refundable $1 million gift. That's completely different from EB-5. With EB-5, you invest, usually around $800K to $1 million, into a business that creates jobs. There's risk, sure, but it's an investment. You potentially get it back.
Precisely. The EB-5 has conditions job creation, keeping the investment active. The Gold Card, according to our sources, strips all that away. Is positioned purely as a contribution to American industry and commerce.
So no strings attached about creating X number of jobs or investing in a specific region.
Apparently not. It avoids all that complexity, the risk analysis, the reporting. It's basically you give the money, you get the fast-tracked residency. A much cleaner transaction from the government's perspective.
We're just reporting what the sources say here, but you have to wonder, is this really about attracting new talent? Or is it more about monetizing the people already stuck in the backlog, the ones made desperate by that H-1B hike?
The timing certainly suggests the latter. You make the standard path incredibly expensive, creating urgency, and then offer this immediate, costly escape hatch. It looks very much like monetizing the existing demand, the existing pipeline of skilled people.
It's a direct revenue stream without the administrative hassle of proving economic benefit down the line.
Seems that way.
So, okay, The H-1B route gets choked off by cost. The shiny new gold card appears. Did people immediately jump at it? What was the market reaction?
Almost instant. Immigration lawyers and firms started seeing a big jump in queries right away. And the data points we have show who is asking.
Right. Who's actually considering dropping $1 million to this?
Sahil Nyadi is the founder of Genie Green Card, and MeritMap.ai, he noted, interest went up sharply right after the H-1B changes.
Mm-hmm.
And the profile, very specific. Mid-career tech professionals, usually in their 30s and 40s, strong STEM backgrounds.
Ah, okay. That makes a certain kind of sense. These are folks likely established, maybe have some capital from stock options or senior roles.
Exactly. And they're facing urgency. Maybe their H-1B is running out, or they're just fed up with the endless green card wait times. They have the means, and now they have the motivation.
Wealth meeting desperation, as you put it earlier.
Pretty much. And Sukanya Rauman from Davies & Associates backs this up. She said conversations mentioning the gold card jumped about 40% in just that first week compared to normal.
40%?
Yeah. And she specified it's mainly people who were looking at H-1B or maybe EB-5, but are now seriously pivoting to this gold card option.
So it's pulling people from those other streams. What about the sheer volume? Any numbers?
Well, official application numbers aren't out yet. It's still very new. But the U.S. Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, made a pretty bold claim. He said there had already been about 250,000 expressions of interest.
250,000. That sounds huge. What does expressions of interest even mean, though? Clicking a link, making a call.
It's unclear. It could be anything from website hits to actual consultations. But even as a rough indicator, it points to massive underlying demand for a faster premium path,
And it's not just individuals, right? Companies, too.
Right. Rohit Jain from Singhania & Co. confirmed they saw a surge in queries, too, specifically from corporations, right after the H-1B fee hike hit.
Because for them, paying $100K per person repeatedly, plus the uncertainty, maybe a one-off $2 million contribution starts to look appealing for key talent.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's a different calculation, but it avoids the recurring cost and delays for essential personnel. It shifts the dynamic entirely.
So the old idea of the American dream being about opportunity for skilled people, these sources suggest it's rapidly shifting. Now, the fastest route seems paved with, well, gold, or at least $1 million gift.
That financial gatekeeping really seems to be the core change here. Close one door with a hefty penalty, open another one for those who can pay the premium.
Okay, but is everyone convinced? Is the gold card seen as the answer by everyone affected? You mentioned some counterpoints.
Yeah, it's important to get that balance. Not everyone is seeing a gold rush, so to speak. Prachi Shah, she has her own law firm focused on South Asian immigration. She mentioned that interest among her specific client base has been more muted.
Muted. Why? Given that demographic is hit hard by the H-1B changes.
It seems to boil down to that non-refundable gift aspect. $1 million is a lot of money, obviously.
Sure.
But the idea of just handing it over permanently with no chance of return, unlike an investment, that's a significant psychological barrier, even for high net worth individuals.
So they might have the money, but the finality of it being a pure contribution, not an investment with potential upside or return, gives them pause.
Exactly. They're weighing the speed of residency against just writing off $1 million.
And thinking bigger picture, if the U.S. route becomes this expensive, this transactional, are people looking elsewhere?
Experts are definitely noting that. The combined effect, the $100K H-1B fee, the $1 gold card, it is apparently pushing some skilled people, particularly from India, to seriously explore other countries.
Like where?
Think Canada, the UK, places that still have clearer points-based systems for high-skilled immigration. Pathways that aren't primarily defined by making multi-million-dollar contributions. They suddenly look a lot more attractive.
So the U.S. might be pricing itself out for some talent, but it seems the administration is leaning into this high-cost model. What about that platinum card mentioned in the sources?
Ah, yes. That seems to be the potential next step, doubling down on this strategy, the Trump Platinum Card, as it's being called.
And the price tag for that one?
Reportedly, an even higher bar, a $5 million contribution for residency.
$5 million? Wow.
Yeah, it suggests a deliberate strategy.
Uh-huh.
Create these elite, high-cost tiers for immigration, based purely on financial contribution, and monetize them heavily, cementing this idea that residency can be directly purchased.
Okay, let's quickly recap this deep dive then. We've looked at this real tension point. The H-1B fee jumping to an astronomical $100,000, creating a huge barrier.
Right, a massive barrier. And then, almost simultaneously, The introduction of the U.S. Gold Card, a $1 million non-refundable gift for fast-track residency, signed into effect just last week.
We've seen the market react pretty sharply, especially among those mid-career tech professionals who have the means and suddenly maybe the desperation to bypass the old frustrating system.
And we analyze how this policy seems designed to prioritize immediate cash contributions over things like proving job creation, fundamentally changing the pathway to residency. It's turning talent acquisition almost into, well, wealth extraction.
So as you think about all this, here's something to chew on. If the price of admission keeps escalating, first $1 million for the gold card, maybe $5 million for a platinum card down the line, how does this focus on massive gifts change who gets to achieve the American dream? Does it inevitably shift the balance away from skilled individuals towards those who are simply already wealthy, leaving talent behind?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $5 million question now. It certainly reshapes the landscape dramatically.